Me. Mr. Whisker, Whiskey Mixer.
Puny Gate. The camera's not directly at me, but it's gonna do a show where we take a brief jump behind the scenes of our podcast, The Stars Aren't All Right. I will be your host, the gremlin who voted for Zoran Mamdani, even while living in the city of Calgary, just so he could feel like he did something good this year. I am joined by the cast of our wonderful, wonderful friends, and by cast of our wonderful friends, I mean the cast of our show, season 2.5 of The Stars Aren't All Right. Why don't you all introduce yourselves, and we can get this party started.
Hey, how are you? I'm MJ. I play... I haven't fully caught up on the podcast. I did play Marvin at one point.
Yeah.
Do I keep playing?
You've been calling yourself Clay this whole
I call myself Clay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some spoilers in here for me because I haven't fully caught up.
You were in it.
To be fair, I did listen to the second half of part 4, and I was like, damn, I forgot how this happened. I'm Katy, and I played Maeve.
Yay.
My name's Alex, and I'm Bean.
Bean! I will say, not that I'm playing favorites or anything, but Bean was my favorite.
Oh, yay!
Hey, you're the one who decided to name yourself Clay as though you are readily, easily molded by anything that happened to you this entire season.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because when Mark got
I
it,
didn't know that.
This is why I'm the host, I pick up on these things. Yeah, I have so much instruction. So we will start with you, Bean, because you were my favorite. When you were making a character to be a magician, did it ever occur to you that you could ask Brian for actual magical powers? Or did close-up magic kind of top your list of like whimsical heights?
so, yeah, Bean basically just came to me as I've only played D&D, and I really love fucking up things. So we were at a brewery. Brian was basically explaining the rules of Call of Cthulhu, which I was half paying attention to. So I was like, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be whatever character MJ's playing. I'm just going to be his sister, and whatever the opposite of that is. So he's very military. I'm just going to be a magician, and we'll see how that goes. So there wasn't a whole lot of thought that went into it, which is why I think I talk about my stats so much in the game, because I did not plan that character well at all.
Look, when you put enough points into Climb, you have to, you really have to tout that from the rooftops, You need to fight for that opportunity.
Hold on though. You were gonna play my sister.
We didn't know he was going to be there.
No, I know, but
Also, can I point out, sneaky fucking guys. Can I swear? I'm already swearing. I've sworn on the podcast.
Yeah, you're fine.
We were at this brewery, and in the group chat, Mark was like, I can't, or MJ was in this, in the group chat being like, oh, I can't make it for this season, but can I come hang out? I'm free that night. And so then he's just sitting there, and we're talking around him, and just the wheels must have just been turning in your head, ooh, I'm gonna fuck with them.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to have a connection to the group somehow. So I knew, because I had listened to 1.5, I knew your character had died. So I was like, oh, I'll just be connected in that way. And then when you came back, I was like, wow.
Yeah, this is perfect.
I think you hear at the very end of the first episode.
Yeah, we were like, you bastards.
Oh yeah, there was actual anger, I think. I was, as being part of the main show, we've had actual anger before, but I was sitting there listening to 2.5 at my workday, and I was like, oh, they're gonna stab him. This is crazy.
And then we never did. We kind of just let him get away with it.
You really did. You really did. And that brings me to you, Maeve. You play such a wonderful character, Maeve. 1.5, kind of the soul of the team, I would say. Marm, obviously, the soul passed on, so that role couldn't be his anymore. With Maeve, when you were thinking about how you could ground your character further in season 2, where you were like, man, you know what this podcast needs? Another lesbian love interest. Or Or was it something more like, I think it'd be fun to have this kind of romance with another cast member?
So I think when we were talking about how Andy's character would end up, so how Laura would end up with the cast, I initially suggested that we were like roommates in university because I figured like she wanted to play a pharmacist of some variety. The air quotes are massive.
Yeah.
So I thought, like part of my character's background is that she was in university. She did kind of follow the straight and narrow, somewhat as kind of a fuck you to her dad, ironically enough. And so we figured that was just a good way to bring it in. But then Andy suggested that we be kind of like dubious relationship between the two of us. And I felt like it was one of those things, especially because like Maeve's past was like such, like we were going after her sister and we were hired by her father, like her life had kind of crumbled around her. And I think having this external force, someone else she cared about, was what I think it let her character behave in a more sane way. Yeah. Like she had something worth fighting for still. Yeah.
And, to that point, and this is a bit of a spoiler for the end of 2.5, I found the moment where you were kind of okay letting Abby go in that elevator shaft / ladder emporium. It was so poignant. It was very touching, because you had basically come full circle of, I'm going to do everything I can to save my sister, to I'm going to light her on fire for her own good, which is, something that all siblings dream of. And I wanted...
Sibling death pact.
Sibling death pact. Another one of the fan favorite moments for those members of our Discord. They absolutely loved it. How did it feel for you as kind of the actor in that scenario, coming to terms with the idea that you had basically invested 2 seasons of a podcast in saving this person's life to just write them off for the greater good of the people you've been on that journey with?
I think it was one of those things that when we were actually recording it, it's what felt right in the moment, but I didn't, it wasn't until I listened back to it where I was like, oh, that was the correct choice. Like from the point of view of like acting, I was like, oh, that is a good story choice. But I think it felt very, in the moment, like recording it, felt true to her character, where I think like Maeve's very practical, but she has a lot of very big emotions. And I think she had that realization of like, she had reached out so many times to her sister, and there was never any glimmer of her. It was always just this being that their sole purpose was to get back to the angel, right? And so I think she finally came to terms with, especially after her conversation with Laura and having that emotional connection with Laura, she was like, there can never be this level of emotional connection with Abby again. And I think she realized that it was time to let go and to move forward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll pass the mic over to Marmot Clay.
The mystery man.
The mystery man. My question for you begins with...
What the fuck?
Yeah. You made the heroic decision of getting shot in the head, something that I relate to in character very deeply.
Yes.
Because I've also been through that scenario.
Yes.
When you decided on the neurodivergence for your character, what made you decide on the Jesus complex of resurrecting, as opposed to like the Napoleons, or there's so many? You could have just had ADHD.
Yeah.
Why resurrection was your thing? Why savior?
God, such a good question. No, you know what it was? Is that in making my character for season 1.5, I had a bunch of themes that I wanted to explore, and was thinking, because I've been listening to the first season, I'll have plenty of time to go through these themes. And of course, it being a much shorter season and a much mystery focused, like it wasn't necessarily as character focused as season 1.0, I guess, had been. And so when my character died, which I loved for the drama of it, was great. But I just felt like I wanted to dig into some of these things. And so I came to Brian And Brian said to me, Duncan, Idaho? And I said, yeah, Duncan, Idaho. Which, I guess spoilers. Yeah, spoilers for a 50-year-old book. Duncan, Idaho comes back in the Dune series.
Many times.
Which I didn't know. I know he came back once. But yeah, he comes back as this kind of like weapon against the main character in Dune Messiah. And it was just so funny that Brian was like, I already know what you want to do. And I was like, yes, great, cool. So it was this nice kind of plotting between Brian and I. What is a character whose body remembers things that his mind does not? And what does that look like?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So were you as surprised as the rest of us to find out you had a sister?
That was fun. Also, the only person who reasonably reacted to me coming back to life.
Yes.
Molly, who Clay or Marmot so desperately wanted to be like, oh, Marm, blah, 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 was like annoyed that I came back to life.
You wasted her morning. How dare you?
How dare I?
Think of all the salt on the ship now. From the tears cried over your loss.
All the bloob wasted.
All the bloob. That stuff's worth its weight in something pennies. I don't know. It seems to be limitless, the bloob. You would think it's a precious resource by the way it's talked about, but by the way it's used, it's
duct tape. It's WD-40.
Yeah,
it's a fix-all.
It's the thing everyone. It's Windex, you know.
Yeah.
Put some Windex on it. Well, that's incredible. And I mean, for me, as just a listener, again, for the 0.5 seasons of the show, it's always fun to get those twists from your experience, because it's fun for me. Did you all have a moment, and we can just go in the snake order back, so we'll start with you, MJ. What was your moment of season 2.5 that really stuck out for you as a returning character in a way, but also as kind of like hand of God, weird villain insert, if for no other reason than the strange powers you held, but also the overt nefarious nature of your character being this strange reincarnation?
Yeah, I mean, from season 1.5, I had put a period of time that, as a Reaper, I don't know what happened to my life during that time, and I had kind of hinted at I didn't know if I fully had control over myself. I'd kind of like, here, Brian, here's a little present for you, which he really took advantage of in this one, and having these memories come back to me. That came back, it's talking about a period of time after my time in the Reapers. So like the little intro that you hear, hi Ren, the little intro that you hear in the beginning of season 2.5 was that we recorded of Marmot's like psychological assessment, was actually what I wrote as a backstory for Brian, and it became a recorded thing. So for him to like take something, I thought I kind of knew where he was going to go with it and went somewhere completely different, and be like, oh God, what did I do to my parents? That was like what? I thought we were in this together, Brian. No,
that's never how that works. If you give him ammunition, that's for a gun specifically for you.
Yes, aimed directly at me. I was like, it's a little off center. Oh, that's perfect.
No, light it up. Now we're good.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Katy, what was your kind of standout moment from season 2.5 for you?
I think it was one of the, quieter moments of it, but it was in the season 1.5, I think my character had a lot of like deference to Cell, how warranted that was. But and then also like kind of a developing relationship with Marmot. But I think
And we're back.
Okay. So I think one of my favorite moments within 2.5, so in 1.5, Maeve had a lot of interaction with Cell, and then a lot of interaction, like a developing relationship with Marmot, as kind of the two sane people on the ship. So I really enjoyed in the first session Maeve and Molly interacting so much and interacting with Harvest as well in that. I think it was I don't know, it was silly and it was goofy, but I think finding similarities between those two characters, I think they're kind of both very petty, which is a character trait I really enjoy playing. So that was something I really enjoyed, was working with Carlin on that and getting to interact as much as we did. I also just really loved the phone call to Bean from the ship.
Oh yeah.
Like, why are you at Laura's? Who are you?
Who are you? You called me. Yeah, that was a top 10 moment for sure.
I think for Bean, like one of the most fun moments I had was doing the sibling death pact scene with you, just because Bean is so odd and weird that was like a really grounded moment for her to have, I think, to be like, look, like this is where I'm at, you know, like we kind of have our situations being mirrored between the two of us. And, you know, it was nice to see that, yeah, then you actually had to have that moment happen with your sibling. So maybe yours is to come. Yeah, so I think that moment was just really nice because it was like a grounded, not weird moment for Bean. And yeah, it was just like good to see that other side of the character, which was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. And you know, after learning a bit more about Bean in the series, she kind of reminded me of my character in the first season, where they were a Reaper and they just turned out super strange and eccentric.
Yeah.
And like they were still good at what they did, you know, like you could climb stuff, Lift could throw things, but none of them were practical for space. But it's just defined them as people.
Exactly.
Is there a reason why you take military trauma and turn it into hijinks? Like why did that stick out as a pathway to kind of break down the weird kind of dark atmosphere of Call of Cthulhu?
Ooh, that's a great question. Yeah, I think that for my character, I wanted them to like, my intention was that Bean believed that she had done despicable things and like was the worst of humanity. So even though she didn't know specifically what she had done or couldn't remember, it was just safer to assume the worst, which then I think like affected her being the way that she was. Like, I search for love in others and all that was kind of her way of just dealing with like, I'm the worst person ever. So I'm going to be weird because that's all I know how to do that's kind, instead of, you know, like being a terrible person.
Well, and she was consistently, it was like every episode she attempted to off herself for someone.
Yeah, exactly.
I do remember that switch hitting where she's like, no, don't worry. I will sacrifice myself here. It's like, we're just going downstairs. Everything is fine. Like, there's no need for this at the moment.
Like, yeah, I'm worthless. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm obviously the worst person here and I deserve to die.
And like, no, it should have been like Marmot. Like this whole thing to come back with to like protect everyone.
It's our sibling trait. We just want to die all the time.
We want to die for each other.
Sibling death pact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Maeve obviously, Katy, Maeve obviously evolved in the season as well. What, similar to kind of how Alex explained how their character was shaped, is there anything that kind of shaped the way that you approached Maeve in this season that was different than season 1.5? Or was it more of the same? What kind of guided you through this kind of more complex weaving of relationships?
So I think in the season 1.5, a lot of what inspired Maeve was that she was, you know, on the run, but she still kind of thought she was better than everyone. Like, she had I kind of joked about it in one of like the intro segments, but Maeve has like a massive ego, and kind of goes through cycles where then that ego is broken and then she builds it back up again. And I think this time she had like her life fall apart. And then she had like her family life fall apart. And so I think it was through like her interactions with Laura, like she never built back up her ego again. And I think she became a more like level person. And I think more realistic and appreciative of the people she had around her. I think she was very dismissive about the other characters in her earlier interactions with them. So I think it was like her accepting like her lot in life and coming to the realization that the other people around her are smart and that they know things and that they are valuable and that they are good allies to have. And so I think that was kind of her arc, was truly working on herself this time after having such terrible things happen, instead of just building an ego back up again as like a defense mechanism.
That's awesome.
Wow.
A follow-up question to that: how incredibly brave of you to create a dog in this universe with no distinct shape or size.
We should
Talked about the
yeah.
breed.
Well, no, so it was a borzoi.
A borzoi. I thought that was a made-up word.
No,
I
they
know
are.
nothing. I thought that was a sci-fi dog. I thought you sci-fi'd a dog.
Yeah, we talked about it at like our kind of first meeting about the season, and I can't remember who brought up having a dog. I think it might have been Andy, as kind of a thing that like part of the reason that her character was like trying to get me to come back was to take the dog or something like that. And we were talking about it, and we asked Brian, like, do people have dogs? And he's like, well, you know, people who live on ships, probably not, just because of the zero G. So then Andy and I were brainstorming what dogs do we think could best handle zero G, and we came to the borzoi because they're very tall but they're really skinny.
Okay.
Like almost imagine like a dog like Ren or like other like smaller dogs, but then just lengthen,
Stretch.
make taller, but
Okay.
don't make wider again.
Oh, so they're proportionally incorrect.
They are like as close to 2D as you could get a dog.
Perfect.
They're like a greyhound almost,
Yes,
right?
very
Okay.
similar, but they're like long hair.
Okay.
So we thought just like, I don't know, that'd be fun. And then we were thinking about like, what would we have, these kind of two nerds living together in a pseudo relationship, what would they name their dog? And we were like, well, Newton, after like Newtonian physics and Isaac
it.
Newton and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. The reason I say it was brave is because pets on our show have a history of being completely obliterated. So I thought it was very courageous of you to trust Brian with the life of a dog when I trusted Catherine with the life of a horse and it got destroyed before everybody.
I think the key is that we left Newton on the ship.
Yes.
Now, spoiler for the end of season 2.5, but it is implied that there is some being on the ship that we don't want on the ship. Whether or not Newton's gonna die and then resurrect and be Marmot 2.0, I don't know.
Oh.
That's a
but-
good theory. What if everything that gets resurrected comes back as Marmot?
I love it. I love it.
That, or my other headcanon is we're going to come back to the ship and Sel's going to be magically out of his cryopod and have like groomed the dog into like a weird haircut. But yeah, I think leaving them on the ship and mostly out of harm's way. I think also because it was a dog, and I think Brian would combust if he ever caused harm to a dog. So I think it was a safe choice. in that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. You rolled the dice, but you're like, I'm pretty confident it's going to hit black here. Like, we're okay. Okay, awesome. Marm, for you, my man, you did the bravest thing ever. You came back to life. Most people just want it to end these days. What in season 2.5 made you want to come back, surprisingly, to your cast, which led to most of them wanting to stab you in real life, but then double down on it and kind of be an elusive bad guy for, let's call it 75% of the show, who actually had real legitimate magical powers.
And
But could-
use them.
And use them.
Yes. Well, when you sign a deal with the devil,
Sure.
there are terms and conditions.
And you didn't read them.
And I didn't read them closely.
Okay.
Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. And I was forced to follow through, shall we say.
Gotcha.
I don't know if forced is the right
Yeah.
word. Every time that they had sneaked,
Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it.
there are
Yeah.
times that they were like, "All right, can the four of you go? I need to talk to Marmot on his own." And we were like, "What are they talking?"
Gotta leave the room
Secret
again for
meeting.
this guy.
Yeah.
It was fun. I don't know. I don't know what to tell
It's
you.
fun being a spooky space wizard.
I mean, I DM like for a group of people, so I kind of like the thrill of being a bad guy and having this like coordinating with Brian was so fun, and just getting a reaction out of the cast was so fun. I wasn't there for the initial like reveal that I was still there. That was recorded ahead of time, but Brian did send me the recording of everyone reacting, and Katy here especially. That fucker.
Oh yeah.
Getting the like potentially the sweetest person on the cast to call me that fucker. I'm doing my job correctly.
Mission accomplished.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're running out of time here because I'm saying so. Let me ask you one last question. On behalf of all the fans who have somehow found our show and have stuck with us, do you think that there's going to be a season 3.5? And if so, are you going to be weirdly all obsessed with cutting off each other's hair again?
Yeah. Yeah, I hope there's this 3.5. Didn't expect to make it. Yeah, didn't expect to survive 2.5. So would love to see a 3.5. And yeah, I don't know what kind of hijinks we'll get into. I don't think I'll get to plot with Brian anymore. I think that card's been played.
Oh no, I would love to do it again. I have so much fun doing it. It's such a fun and different way to like flex the improv muscles. I've only played TTRPGs like a small amount of times, so it's really fun for me. So I'd love to come back. As far as like specific hijinks, I so hope that we can have Sal back, because I deeply want to see Sal and Lara interact.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, and then there is going to be more haircuts for sure, because that's what Sal's whole shtick is cutting hair. So I think that it's great that we get to have like a little bit of luck every time we cut off our locks of hair. Bean's already pretty much bald, so she won't be able to do anything fun, I think, for a while until her
head.
Yeah. Until her hair grows back in. But yeah, I think we're all excited. Hopefully there's a 3.5 and we can get up to some shenanigans for sure.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining me on Puny Gate and taking a small leap behind the scenes into what made season 2.5 so special.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and to all of you people watching eventually, there's better things to do with your time. We really appreciate it. Have an awesome time whenever that is.
I knew they weren't just roommates.